What do you do when your beloved says, "Give me some time"? You might feel like these words are about to break your love. But truthfully, behind them lies an extraordinary story. Not just a story of love between two people, but a story of a woman's profound inner yearning. This script will take you on an incredible psychological journey where asking for time means something entirely different. It's not just separation, but an underlying path to reunion. In every moment, a deep truth is hidden, which requires sensitivity, patience, and true love to understand. Come, let's discover what a woman truly means when she says, "Give me some time," uncovering her inner thoughts one by one. Number 1, she is mentally exhausted and under pressure. When a girl suddenly tells you, "Give me some time," many guys tend to take it the wrong way. They think maybe she's drifting away from love, maybe her feelings have faded, or perhaps she's fallen for someone else. But in reality, it's often deeper and more complex than that. When a woman says something like this, she's usually talking about her mental exhaustion, about a kind of pressure that's eating her up from the inside, possibly tied to personal, family, or professional turmoil. You might think, but she was just smiling and talking like usual. Why this sudden distance? The truth is, women often don't verbalize their emotional pain. They want to say, "I'm hurting," but what they end up saying is, "I need some time," because they know not every man understands everything, and not every wound can be put into words. Imagine she's working in a toxic office environment where she's blamed daily for things she didn't do, yet she can't speak up. Or maybe she grew up in a family where she constantly had to prove herself, be the good girl, stay cheerful, even when she was breaking down inside. Now, when she finally receives love from someone, she wonders, "Do I have to carry the weight of this love too?" These thoughts wear her out mentally. She's no longer in the emotional space to be romantic. It's not love she seeks in that moment. It's a breath of relief, a moment to reconnect with herself. Often, women don't want you to see their vulnerability because they fear that if you see them exhausted or fragile, your love might fade too. They don't want you to think, "She's not like she used to be." So they pull back and say, "Give me some time." It's not a trick. It's a silent cry for help, one that only a man who truly loves her can hear. If you truly love her, you'll be able to see the exhaustion behind her request for time. You'll understand that she's not abandoning you. She's trying to find herself again. And in this moment, what she needs from you is understanding, patience, and the reassurance to hear, "No matter how you feel right now, I'm still here." This is where many men make a mistake. They become impatient, they create pressure, they keep asking, "Did I do something wrong?" which only pushes her further away. This is that moment when love gets tested. This is your chance to prove that you're not just there for the good times, but also for the moments when she's broken, drained, and empty inside. Maybe it's exactly for this reason that she will one day choose to stay with you forever. Give her time, but let that time be more than just stepping away. Let it be about showing her that you're willing to understand, willing to love her silently, even when she can't express herself. When a tired girl says, "Give me some time," what she's really saying is, "Try to understand me, give me some safety, love me in a way that makes my exhaustion feel seen, held, and safe." It's not a goodbye. It could be the beginning of something new, if you can learn to hear the words she never said out loud. 2. She wants to reflect on the relationship. When a woman suddenly says, "I need some time," it's often misunderstood. Some men might think she's pulling away, no longer in love, or perhaps interested in someone else. But the reality is often deeper, more complex, and profoundly human. This request for time can be a sign of her inner contemplation, an effort to understand her emotions, and a sincere attempt to evaluate the future of the relationship. Every relationship reaches a point where emotions alone aren't enough. You have to make decisions based on reality, the future, and self-respect. When a woman says she needs time, she might be seeking answers to internal questions. Does this relationship provide her with emotional security? Can she envision herself with this person 5 years down the line? Love is present, but is love alone sufficient? She might be trying to determine whether this love is a constructive part of her life, or if she's gradually losing her sense of self. Is she changing herself solely to maintain the relationship? Women don't easily ask for time. Behind this request are often days filled with sorrow, nights soaked in tears, and the inner conflict between her affections and the pain that love sometimes brings. Many women initially hesitate to express that they're tired or breaking down because they don't want the relationship to suddenly fall apart. They love wholeheartedly, and their hearts get crushed under the weight of that love. But there comes a time when they no longer want to break themselves. They want to pause, to think, to live a little for themselves. They want to release the suffocating thoughts that have been building up. So, I need some time doesn't always signify the end. Sometimes it's an attempt to preserve the love. This is the moment when she wants you to listen to her words, to understand the unspoken, to read the language of her eyes more than her lips. She wants you not to question but to be there, silently, steadfastly, to be a shadow, a cool breeze that calms her inner storm. Because if she truly didn't love you anymore, she wouldn't choose this path of uncertainty. She would have quietly disappeared long ago. Within this request for time lies a silent plea. Understand me. Feel my position as if it were your own. A relationship isn't just about holding hands. It's about reading each other's emotional skies. And when someone says, "Give me some time," that's where the real test of love begins. Can you give her space, understand all the emotion she carries, or do you become self-centered? This will reveal how deep and genuine the relationship truly is. When a woman asks for some time, she's often standing at a crossroads from which she can either step back or move forward. Your behavior during this period will determine which path she takes. If you blame her, belittle her decision, she'll realize you don't understand her. But if you respect her, show her that you're not just her partner, but also a source of mental peace, she might take that time and return to you. So, asking for time doesn't always mean stepping back. Sometimes it's a preparation to come back. Just learn to understand, to feel, to love in her way, because within every relationship lies a battle, one that requires not just weapons, but love, patience, and the strength to understand. Have you ever been in a moment when she asked for a little time, and you couldn't grasp how much pain she was in? 3. She wants to find her own identity. When a girl tells you, "Give me some time," it's often not just a cold distance or an excuse to escape from the relationship. It could be the echo of a deeper inner struggle, something she's trying to understand within herself. It's as if she's looking inward and asking, "Who am I really?" Our society teaches girls a lot of things: how to smile, how to maintain relationships, how to please others, but it doesn't teach them how to get to know themselves. She's searching for that unknown self, the one who wants to balance her desires on her own terms, not through the lens of others. This moment is actually her journey to finding her own identity. She might be realizing that many of the decisions she's made so far have been based on the expectations of those around her, family, friends, and even someone like you, who she loves. But now she wants a break, a moment to stop and ask herself, who do I want to please? What do I want for myself? This is a crucial moment because it's from here that a person begins to truly reshape themselves. If you really love her, you'll understand this is not a time for her to walk away, but rather for her to walk back toward herself. If at this moment she isn't connected with you, it doesn't mean the relationship is over. It's simply a step in her process of self-exploration. If you push her during this time, if you try to claim your right to her during her time, you are blocking that journey she needs to make. A journey that could help her grow into a more complete person, possibly opening up the path for her to come back to you. At this stage, girls tend to be more sensitive. They don't always know what they're looking for. They just know that at the end of the day, when they look in the mirror, the tired face staring back doesn't feel like their own. She might be walking between her career, her independence, and the quiet solitude, looking for a space where she can simply be me rather than someone's daughter, girlfriend, or friend. Until she finds this me, no matter how much you love her, no matter how close you want to be, she will remain slightly distant. However, there's a very important thing you need to understand during this time. If you take her request for some time personally, if you think she doesn't love you anymore, you might make decisions out of your own insecurity that could ultimately sever the very roots of your relationship. But if you understand that this time is a crucial phase in her life, a phase where she's discovering who she really is, then you'll become that person she doesn't want to lose. Girls, remember the men who respect their independence, who value their journey. If, instead of holding on to her, you gently let go of her hand and communicate the message, "I'm here, not for you to come back, but for you to go find yourself," it will leave a deep mark on her. Because in that moment she will realize that you love her not only when she is beside you, but also when she is searching for her own depth. Where this journey leads, no one knows. She might find her identity and return to your life in a new way, or her path may lead her in another direction. But if you stand by her with respect for her search for "who am I?", you'll remain that person in her life who she can never forget. That's what love truly is, where love doesn't mean holding each other back, but helping each other become the truest versions of ourselves. Do you want her to remain trapped in your love, or do you want her to learn to love herself? The answer to that will determine how you see her request for some time. Number 4, she wants you to try to understand. Don't put pressure on her. When a girl says, "Give me some time," many men might get confused at first. They start asking themselves 1,000 questions. Is she really asking for time, or is this just an excuse? However, there's a deeper psychology at play here that needs to be understood. It's not just about asking for time, it's about her emotions, her sense of pressure, and most importantly, her desire for a space where she isn't feeling pressured. When a girl says, "Give me some time," what she really wants is for you to try and understand her feelings and give her the opportunity to take a break. First of all, what she's asking for may seem simple, but it's actually quite profound. She wants you to understand that there are times when she needs some personal space, some time to herself. In such moments, it's crucial that you don't create any pressure. This is a time when she doesn't want any extra demands from you. She wants to decide when and how she will go deeper into the relationship, and she wants you to give her the space to mentally prepare herself. Even if you have any requests or expectations from her, they should not be emotionally charged, because at that moment she might feel like you're taking away her freedom or pressuring her. She wants you to understand that her emotional state can sometimes be overwhelming, and if you stand by her and give her time, she will regain peace and emotional stability. An important point here is that when a girl says, "Give me some time," it is never an indication of the end of the relationship or a desire to distance herself. Rather, it's an opportunity for you to understand her, to comprehend her mental state and limitations. If you don't pressure her, she will overcome her inner turmoil and will herself want to develop a deeper connection with you. Now, the question arises, how do you handle this situation? First, you need to give her space. Help her spend some time alone with her emotions. Respect her feelings and try to understand that the time she is asking for is very important to her. Not only will this calm her mind, but it will also create the feeling that you are a compassionate partner who values her personal time. At this moment, being steady and providing her with a pressure-free environment will mean the world to her. So when she says, "Give me some time," what she's really asking for is that you understand her and help her stay outside of any pressure. 5. She wants you to spend time on yourself too. When a girl says, "Give me some time," many might think it's just her asking for a brief break. But there's something deeper here, something many men fail to understand. When she uses these words, what she's really asking for is for you to spend time on yourself, to give yourself some space so that your personal life and moments of leisure also feel important. It's a message where she wants you to maintain your individuality so that your life isn't just about the relationship, but also about your own time and passions. This is a necessity that many of us miss. We often call it freedom, but the true essence is slightly different. While in a relationship, women want men to maintain their hobbies, work, friendships, and aspects of their previous life. She also needs personal time where she can be alone to maintain balance within herself. So when she says, "Give me some time," what she's really saying is, "I want you to value your own life, and by doing so, our relationship will become stronger." This is a sign of maturity and completeness in a relationship. At this moment, she wants you to follow your own personality and desires and to maintain equality and freedom in the relationship. It's a way for her to show that she respects and trusts you by allowing you to have your space while still keeping your relationship secure. At times like these, she might want some distance, but it comes from an internal need so that she can return to the relationship refreshed. This doesn't create distance in the relationship, but deepens it. It reduces dependency and increases trust and respect for each other. However, if you can understand that this asking for time is actually a slow and internal process, you will be able to grasp the true meaning and depth of the relationship. The more you both understand the importance of each other's freedom and time, the stronger and more complete the relationship will become. Number 6. She's upset and distancing herself. When a relationship faces a problem or a misunderstanding, women often say, "Give me some time to express their feelings." However, this phrase isn't just about taking a brief break. It's a signal of a deeper emotional state. When a woman says this, her inner world is in a state of emotional turmoil. She never wants distance or separation in the relationship, but she may be experiencing some sadness, unrest, or pain. During this time, she wants space to reflect and align her emotions with her thoughts. In such situations, many men might think, if she's distancing herself, does that mean her feelings have changed? Or am I putting too much pressure on her? This is a moment that requires time. Women want to focus on their emotions so they can clarify the hidden sorrow, anger, or frustration deep within their hearts. They seek peace in their lives, and for that, a little time is necessary. This is not an unusual situation, but rather a natural, human response where an individual wants to prioritize their own feelings. At such times, men should show respect for their partner and give her the space she needs. This will help her reflect and make decisions in alignment with her heart, which in turn can strengthen the relationship. In reality, asking for time doesn't mean the end of the relationship. Rather, it can create a new perspective and opportunities for growth within the relationship. When a woman distances herself due to being upset, it is a temporary reaction that depends on many aspects of her emotional world. Giving her some time allows her to deeply think about her feelings and reconsider the value and strength of the relationship. This can be a great opportunity where the relationship's growth or decline can be properly managed if both partners understand each other's emotional states and respect the importance of giving time. Number 7. She wants to see if you can keep loving her, even in her absence. When women say, "Give me some time," it's not just a request for a brief distance. Within that statement lies a deeper sentiment, a real test that can evaluate the strength, depth, and resilience of any relationship. Essentially, she's trying to see if you can continue to maintain your love and attention toward her, even when she's not physically present. It's a test where she wants to feel fulfilled in her space, but at the same time, she wants you to deeply feel her, understand her, even when she's not around. In other words, when women ask for time, they don't just see it as a need for rest or some alone time, but rather as a chance for them to take a piece of time for themselves in their lives. It might be necessary for her mental peace, but more importantly, it's also a test of trust in you. She wants you to realize that even in her moments of solitude or when she needs some space, your love remains unwavering. She wants you to understand that love is not limited to physical presence, but is a feeling, a bond that can transcend time and distance. This is not just about your efforts. It's about the depth of the relationship and the true emotions involved. When you don't neglect her during her absence and instead try to stay emotionally connected, you're demonstrating the true strength and firmness of your love for her. She wants to see that you can feel her not just in her physical presence, but in her soul, her emotions, and the depths of her heart. So, when women say, "Give me some time," it's never a sign of separation. Rather, it's a moment of need that could deepen the strength of the relationship. Such moments actually offer a chance to understand each other better, to value each other's emotions, and to test the strength of the bond. Silence and distance in a relationship are not always negative. Instead, they can be an opportunity to understand each other more, show respect, and keep the love alive in a deeper way. If you show trust and respect by valuing her need for personal time, it will foster a sense in her that strengthens the foundation of the relationship, and the power of your love will become clear to her above all else. Today's story ends, but the journey of love never truly concludes. We learned that "give me some time" means more than distance. It's a profound journey of self-discovery. What is real love? It's not always being by her side. It's respecting her independence. It's understanding the words in her silence. It's knowing that giving time isn't abandoning love, but trying to understand her better. Remember, every moment is unique. Every emotion is important. Every person might need their own time. Final thought. Love is about supporting, not constraining. Love is about setting free, not holding back. So when she says, "Give me some time," listen, understand, respect.